Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video we're going to be going over a recap for ProQuest week 1 and week 2, kind of talk about how the meta is starting to shift, and then also have a little bit of discussion as the Dash.io Armory deck comes out later this week. But if you're new to the channel, welcome, thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below, as well as other stuff that we have with the channel membership. But before I get into the video, if you hear my dog whine or you hear a dog whining, my little Zeus got a little surgery done on his eyes and he's not happy. He has the cone of shame on. So if you hear a dog whining, I apologize. He's not too loud though, so it shouldn't pick up that much. Regardless, we're going to pull this up. I didn't cover ProQuest week 1 because I wanted to kind of see how the meta would shape after 1 week, and kind of see if Enigma and Aurora continue to kind of do what they're doing, and see if Rosetta heroes or like upgrades from Rosetta had any impact, because week 1 was kind of close to Rosetta, and I wanted to see if heroes kind of developed as the time went on. So this was the week 2 wins. Enigma had 23, Aurora had 18. The difference between that week 1 and 2, as I pull this up really fast, week 1 Enigma had 22, and week 2 she had 23, so one more win than last week. Aurora went down a few wins. Viscerai was in 3rd at 15, Florian in 4th at 12, New with 10, Azalea with 5, and it goes down from there. A couple of notable ones. Viscerai, and we'll talk about this in a second, kind of had the most, other than like Enigma and Aurora, had the most consistent week-to-week results from week 1 to week 2. Florian also is surprising, I think, a little bit more to me. Florian's definitely a great hero, but it's in a little bit weird of a spot, right, with Aurora, with the dichotomy of teching for Aurora and Enigma. So I was actually very surprised to see Florian get that many wins under his belt. And then also New continuing to stay pretty strong, even though Enigma is a little bit hard and Aurora, you know, sometimes isn't always the easiest matchup. New continuing to have a place in the metagame has been great to see. The biggest drop from week 1 to week 2 was Azalea. I think Azalea, yeah, she had 10 wins last week, 3rd most out of all wins, and this week she drops down to, 6th at 5, so her wins were cut in half. Zen continuing to be a decent aggro deck. I think a lot of people are kind of undervaluing Zen, and both the Zen and Phi, to be honest. In this metagame, I think Zen still is a very good aggro deck, can still do well against Aurora, depending on how he draws, and it has a pretty good Enigma matchup still. So also does pretty good in the Rune Blades with Zen State Token. So overall, I think Zen's in a pretty decent spot. KO continuing to not quite do as good as he should be doing, I think. I mean, KO's in kind of a weird spot. Not quite as fast enough for Aurora, and the Enigma matchup is a very skill-intensive, very difficult matchup. As you can see, KO only had 2 wins in week 1 and has 3 wins in week 2, so not too much shake up there. And then it kind of goes down from there. Kano also went down. I think Kano had like 3 wins last week and only had 1 this week. Also, kind of a fun one, Acilio ended up getting 2 wins this week, which is really, really cool. Really excited to see that. I don't know their specific matchups. I have to go in the purple Discord. Maybe they're in there, but really cool nonetheless. No matter who they face, to see Acilio get on the board with 2 wins is really, really awesome. Also, of note, Bravo Showstopper getting 1 win, which I don't think anyone saw in the matchup. So this is how it went from week 1 to week 2. Apologies for the crude Excel spreadsheet, but this is the best way I could present the information. Between the 2 weeks, Enigma sits at the top with 45 wins with 21% of the win share. Aurora with 41 wins at 19.8% of the win share, and then it goes down from there. Again, Viscerai kind of being the next best hero at 10% of the win share with 22 total wins. There's been 207 total events, and it kind of goes down from there. New and Florian also pretty standard, and Azalea also doing pretty well, and then it kind of drops off after that. But as we can see, Arachne, Betsy, Kasai, Katsu, Olympia, Reinar, and Teklevossen all have yet to get a win this metagame. But overall, it's pretty standard. We've had certain metagames where like one hero completely dominated, like Lexi. I remember during the national season had like 40% of wins in nationals, and also had like 30% plus. Zen and Starvo also did that. We've also had a couple metas where like 3 decks made up essentially 60% of the wins. Like I remember during the Oldheim, Icelander, and Phi era, there was like literally 20% down the board pretty much, and they all made up basically 60% of the win share. This is the first time I've seen that I can remember, please correct me if I'm wrong, where two heroes kind of have dominated the meta. Aurora and Enigma are making up 40% of wins in PQ season so far, and it's really interesting because it's really hard when you know those are the two best decks, because like they are, it's kind of like how Oldhim and Prism used to be, like OG Prism, where you have this dichotomy of play styles where you're teching for two completely opposite things. You're teching for a high octane aggro deck and a board state kind of control-y deck or control-like deck that also can just flip the switch when needed. So that has board state. So it's really hard. I think that's why you see heroes like Viscerai, which can kind of, you know, deal with both at the same time, do pretty well. Florian as well. Again, New being up there is very interesting to me. I'm glad. I love seeing an assassin still have a place in the metagame, but very surprising to me to see that hero continue to do that well. So overall, let me know what you think. For me, this PQ season, I don't know what I'm going to play. I have a ProQuest this weekend, or this upcoming weekend. Bunch of different heroes I could play. I'm probably just going to play something I enjoy playing, like Arachne, Acilio, something like that. If I wanted to be competitive, I probably would play Azalea or Phi or Zen probably is where I would go. But overall, you know, it's an interesting metagame. It's definitely interesting. You have two heroes at the top that are completely opposite sides. So if you're not playing one of those two heroes, you really kind of have to like pick your poison on which one you kind of want to deal with, unless you're like a few choice decks. But let me know what your thoughts are on the metagame so far. This wasn't meant to be too big of a video. Some of the sleeper picks, though, I will say, going into week 3, I wanted to talk about this. Thank God I remembered. Is Dash.io and like what changes. I don't know what changes, to be honest with you. I think Aurora does go down a little bit because I think Dash.io now becomes the premier aggro deck until they change something. I think Assassin will even go up a little bit more because it has the ability to disrupt and potentially fatigue Dash.io, depending on how the game state goes. Although Dash.io's new tools make her very difficult to fatigue if she's hitting the right cards. But I think Assassin will go up. I think obviously Dash.io will go up. She only having one win prior to this week. You'll see a lot of people switch to her, I think. But people really do love Aurora, so we'll have to see. But yeah, I think she goes up. I think Assassin goes up. I think it'll be interesting to see if where Viscerai stays. I think Viscerai is just a really good, solid deck, but will Viscerai kind of stay in there? Maybe Enigma goes down a little bit. I think once Dash.io comes into the fold, we actually get even a little bit more healthier of a metagame because you're going to have like 4 decks that are all performing pretty well. So kind of interesting to see what happens from there. But let me know what your thoughts are. Definitely didn't expect the Acilio win, so that was really cool to see. Didn't really expect Viscerai to continuously do this well. I think people are starting to realize how good the deck actually is. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below. I'd love to hear them. If you like this type of content, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's totally fine. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game, and I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.